this actually shows the strength of the relationship between the United States and Israel at this time, and between President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu specifically. One, that Netanyahu was comfortable enough and trusting enough to go to the United States and release these plans and talk about what Israel was considering doing. Secondly, I believe it shows the trust where Trump says, hey, let's hold off a minute. I really want to push for a diplomatic resolution, which I think would be the best course of action to go through. So I think by relying on that, Israel's putting trust in the United States to really pursue this diplomatic approach. So that's good on all sides. And I think Iran should actually take that as a positive message that the United States was telling Israel, hold off. We're trying to pursue this diplomatically. So you're looking at that. Now, let me say this. Trump's put a 2-month deadline, if you will, that these talks either reach a resolution or, they make significant progress. I will say that Israel has publicly stated, and it is their national policy, that no nation have nuclear weapons that can threaten Israel. And so Israel doesn't need the United States approval and won't necessarily go or not go based on United States approval. And that's proven out in 2 historic cases. In 1981, Israel bombed Iraqi nuclear weapons program development in its early stages. That stopped the Iraqi development. In 2007, they did the same thing when Syria was working on a fledgling nuclear program. So there is precedent that Israel will strike in its national interest, regardless of what the United States says, once we start ticking down this timeline in about 2 months. So that needs to be considered as the backdrop as we move forward.
And on the left-hand side of your screen, I am going to keep up that live image so you can see right outside the embassy as that meeting, according to the Associated Press, is officially underway. But I did want to get to some of the other topics that you and I tend to cover. There's been a lot of discussion over the past several months about Syria in general, and the Pentagon now saying that they are going to remove approximately 1,000 of the troops from Syria. Can you explain why and the significance overall of that move?
Well, we're looking at this. This move is actually the forces that they're going to withdraw were put in there during the height of the Israel-Hamas war. A lot for protection of those forces that have been operating there since ISIS really came to being 10 to 12 years ago. So you look at how that process is. We've been combating ISIS. Those forces are there to, one, support our allies, the Kurds, who helped us combat ISIS. We still have thousands of ISIS prisoners located there. So doing that is putting us down.